Alright, brew day. Doing a imperial stout. Loosely based on a Kate the Great clone recipe. So there I have about 24 pounds of grain. So this is going to be a big beer. I'm going to get the mash tun, clean that up, heating up my strike water right now. Yeah, can't wait to see how this comes out. Okay, yeah, so this is the mess I have in my house. All of these have been soaking overnight in PBW, powder brewer's wash. So there's the mash tun, it's all soaking, got to get that cleaned out. And then on the stove I have some water heating up. Strike water on the left, on the right. Just some water I'm going to boil up just in case I'm too low on my attempts to mash in. Yeah. I know, this thing doesn't pour out the best. Okay. Whew, I already preheated. So, massive sack. So you pour in, you'll start stirring? Sure. God, that's a lot of grain. A lot of grain. Not the most I've done, the second one. Don't, yeah, just stay kind of surface level. Okay. Don't hit the bottom with the manifold. Oh, I'm already getting coffee already.
Smell?
Yeah, coffee and bread. Chocolate hitting now. You smelling that?
A little bit, yeah.
That is like
milk chocolate.
Yeah, it's actually like a milk chocolate, isn't it? Now I'm getting more coffee, like freshly ground espresso. And now I get hit with more milk chocolate. This is awesome smelling beer so far. Sweet caramel notes. I think that's what plays in with it. It's almost like a mocha, like a caramel mocha. There's that crystal malt in here. So far so good. We're not getting clumps. Slow down a little bit. Okay, so here's a better look at this mash. I mean, that is fairly thick. I might put a little more water in there, but I'm pretty much at the temperature I want right now, so I'm thinking we're at what, 154.6-ish? Yeah. I mean, we're pretty much like right where I want to be, so I'm thinking, you know, it's a rather thick mash, but not too overly thick. I think I'm going to add just a touch more water and then we'll see where we're at. Okay, time to Vorloff. Oh yeah. It's pretty dark. Not as dark as my No More Black. If you can see on top, I have some foil going. That's because I'm going to finally video me doing a fly sparge for at least one of my more recent videos. So Vorloff. Why are we Vorloffing? Because, well, we don't want any grain into the boil, because that'll lead to extracting some nasty tannins. So I'm just use the foil to disperse this on top, and won't disturb the grain bed very easily. So I recommend using this. I haven't been using the foil in a while because I've been batch sparging, but this foil works great. It settles in. Just punch a bunch of holes in it, and it'll just, you know, keep the grain bed set where it is. And looks like my mash tun manifold did not come apart this time, so that is always a good thing. Like last time it did for my porter, and that was just a disaster. Thankfully that was a low ABV beer. 23 pounds of grain. It'd be very painful and very hot. Probably burn my hands if I had to move all that grain in there to get the manifold going. So we're just going to keep recirculating this until I get some clarity going, which it's kind of getting there fairly quick. So first step is we want to build a layer up of sparge water top of our grain bed. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Get it about an inch or so above. So I'm just going to have this water come out real quick so we can hurry up and get that. So now we're going to mash out briefly. I usually don't mash out, but build up our layer. Okay. So I'm going to take a peek, see how where we're at. So now I want to slowly drip this out. And then slowly go out this way. Out. So this is called fly sparging. And the whole key is to match your input of your sparge water with your output of your wort. And as long as you match that, then you're going to get the most, ideally the most efficiency in your sparging procedure this way. So the key is kind of, that was really hot. Is the slower you do it, the more sugars will exit out with the wort. So we'll see how we do. This is kind of tricky at the start to get set up. I don't have it dialed in. You can get fancier setups where this will do it automatically for you. If you get the Blickman like sparge arm, but you got to use that on their equipment. So yeah, we're probably going to do this for about anywhere from, I'm guessing 45 minutes to an hour, ideally. And I want to collect probably about 6.5 to 7 gallons of wort, and we're going to do a 90-minute boil. All right, guys. So we're sparging, fly sparging here. We're going to crack a beer. It's an old bottle of Fantôme Noël or Day Noël. That could be like 3 or 4 years old. The cap, hopefully it zooms in, is rusted. There's a cork in there, but we're going to get this cracked open. There is carbonation, and it's trying to escape. So I reviewed this last year, and it was dark sour style saison. Like it was slightly tart. We both enjoyed this one. So sorry, I grabbed mine first. I should have poured yours. But yeah, trying to get cousin Joey involved in this one since the guys for Beer Week came out. Enjoyed his comments.
It's okay.
Film work. So
thank you.
Figure we just do this while we're brewing here. Let's use my assistant to the brewer. So color-wise, it's pretty cloudy because it's foaming up. I think I got a little more yeast in there than you did. Kind of a coppery red.
Yep. Kinda. Caramel colors.
The head's pretty dark. It's like a light brown, actually.
Yeah.
A little surprising.
Yep. Yeah, rose and orange. You know.
You get a lot of fruits. You definitely smell that yeast. I mean, it smells like a Fantôme yeast beer.
Yep.
Because it kind of has that lighter fruits, like
dry smelling too. It seems.
Yeah. Doesn't really smell tart. Maybe a little caramel malt in there, a little maltiness, you know. But let's dig in.
Yep. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Pretty nice. There's like a little sweetness up front. A lot of fruitiness, like dark fruits.
In the middle. Can't taste any alcohol on this. What's the percentage?
I think they're all 8%. I think actually this one's 10. This is the one that's not, almost all the other beers are 8%. This one's 10. It's like 3 or 4 years old. The one that I reviewed, actually when I was brewing like last year, was slightly tart. This one there's no tartness. I think last case maybe some wild yeast got in there. But does it taste like a normal saison to you?
Slight funk, but not really there.
Yeah, I guess you get some slight funkiness to it, like
yeah,
a little like hay-like funk.
Yeah.
Kind of on the back end. It dries out.
More carbonated.
Big caramel, like, you know, like sugar-coated raisins kind of thing going.
More carbonation than I'd expect in a saison too.
No, I'd say it's about on par with where you want it. Yeah, it's good stuff. Oh, you opened it. Anything else you want to add?
In a minute, maybe.
Yeah, I'll let it warm up. Alright, so we're wrapping up Fantôme de Noël. This brewery is really inconsistent, but this is a very consistent tasting beer. I don't know. Okay, so now let's warm up what flavors.
Yeah, getting a little more raisins, like you said earlier. Not as much on the candy, but some raisins. I get a granola flavor. I've never had that in a beer, but it might be because I had a granola bar for breakfast today. Yeah, I mean, do you get any?
But it has that really kind of, like they use like a little touch of oats and the breadiness to it.
So some of the characters that might be in a granola bar.
Yeah, I mean a lot of saisons are pretty bready because they use a lot of Pilsner malt. I don't know what they use, but there's definitely caramel malt, a lot of caramel malt, and there's probably a little bit of roasted barley in there to get to that color. I get like just a very faint bit of like a coffee, roasty kind of character, very subtle in the back end.
Subtle coffee. It's getting better as it warms up, I think.
So yeah, we'll wrap it up. If you can find vintages of this, find them. Like I said, let's show you the label again. The label has changed in the new batches, and the last batch, the 2010 I had, was slightly tart, which I really liked actually. But this is really good too. Unofficial grade would be probably like a B plus, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, I'd say B.
Yeah.
Great for a day after.
Real solid, but nothing phenomenal like the regular saison, which we both love.
It's good seasonal right after.
Yeah, good seasonal. So wraps it up, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. We're almost done fly sparging. We've been going for about an hour right now. So no, go ahead, do it.
Yeah, Beer Tubers back with cousin Joey shot here. We're brewing a Russian stout.
Russian imperial stout.
Russian imperial.
Yeah, so we just added, yeah, what are we drinking?
Let's see, it's Brother David's Triple by Anderson Valley.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we just put in our 60-minute hop addition of ounce and a half of Magnum hops. Gonna bitter this sucker up to 70, 80 IBUs or so.
Yeah.
It's got to be pretty hoppy for a Russian, and we haven't boiled over yet, so that's good. Thoughts on the triple?
It's delicious. What did we get? Early on we got some bubblegum flavors.
Definitely get some banana and some bubblegum on the nose and the taste. You can taste the alcohol. It's not as well hidden as the Fantôme.
Yep. Same percentage.
It's there, but it's not. It's 10% as well. It's not as well masked, but it's not detracting from the beer. You got a lot of like sweetness up front.
Sweet flavors for sure, yeah. You get some sweet potatoes, but I don't know if it's just me. I did have sweet potatoes yesterday for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I get like a riper apple kind of pear kind of character up front.
That's right. The white apple, or what would you say, white or red?
I would say more reddish apple kind of notes.
Some granny.
Some banana on the end. Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of like a green apple acidic component.
Gotta keep the mitts handy. Don't want any
I don't want to boil over. Especially this beer's so damn dark. It's making a complete mess of everything. But yeah, what do we boil? We got to boil off a lot more on this one. But yeah, hops are in. So far, so good with this brew day. I was kind of hoping this would be one of those days where nothing's gone wrong, and so far everything's been. Okay, guys, morning after brew day. Everything went really well with that brew session. I know it didn't feel much at the end. Hit my target gravity of 1.105, which is about almost exactly where I wanted to be. It's fermenting away in here. No blow off tube yet, but we'll see how it goes. I've been trying to keep this freezer really cool so that yeast just doesn't take off and go too crazy on me. I would put it under 60 degrees overnight, and I just turned it up to 65 this morning, so it's probably going to start taking off a little bit more. I want to keep it on the cool side. What else? So yeah, I mean, mashed in, perfect temperature, didn't have to make any water adjustments. You know, cooler water, warmer water to hit 155, 154, 155. It was just spot on. So brew day went well, except for me hurting my back. Well, kind of tweaked my back when I was turning to get something. Wasn't even lifting anything or anything. So I mean, that was the only thing that went wrong yesterday. So it's gonna wrap up this video, and it'll probably go up for Homebrew Wednesday. Until next time, cheers.